Welcome to the Week 7 edition of Catamount Football with Coach Matt Land. I'm Bill Mayo. And on this week's show, we're going to take a look back at last week's game versus the Rome Wolves and also this week's homecoming contest versus the River Ridge Knights. So stay right here. We'll be back with more Catamount Football after these messages.
Got car problems? That's no problem for Transformers Transmission Specialists. Bring your foreign or domestic vehicle into Transformers and have our certified master technicians perform the most comprehensive diagnostics over any other shop. Transformers utilizes the latest technology, so you can rest assured that you get the proper diagnosis the first time, so only necessary repairs are made. Save time and money on all your brake, AC, tune-up, and transmission needs. All backed by the best warranty in the business. Transformers Transmission Specialists.
When is the last time you have compared your car, life, or health insurance costs? At Advanced Insurance Strategies, we know your time is valuable. Therefore, we have developed AdvancedInsuranceStrategies.com. You can now go online anytime, anywhere, and get quick and easy quotes for your car, life, or health insurance from respected companies such as Blue Cross Blue Shield of Georgia, Assurant Health, Alliant Health Plans, and Drive Insurance from Progressive. Receive unparalleled customer service from a local insurance agency while using AdvancedInsuranceStrategies.com.
All right, Coach Land, let's talk a little bit about last week's game with the Rome Wolves. It was, I think, a little unexpected, the outcome for everybody.
Well, you watched the game, and clearly it didn't unfold the way that I think we prepared for it. I mean, I really felt like, our staff felt like that we were going to be in for 48 minutes of a hard-fought game.
And certainly the first 5 minutes of the game, it's 7-0, it's 7-7, it's
14-10 going in it. I mean, literally with about 6 minutes left in halftime in the second half, and then our guys just they found a new level. And we talk about that, and we've seen it a couple of times, but I think that was preempted, and you'll see in the film as a couple of personal fouls, penalties, and our guys just kind of realized what part of Rome's MO was going to be, which was try to intimidate us and try to push us around. And I was more proud of those guys. First of all, our character staying within our 6 seconds. That was the most important part of it. But secondly, responding. That's a challenge, to respond to something personal, respond to something flagrant. And like I said, Coach Perkins is an outstanding guy. Nothing that's not an indicative. I know that's not even the way he coaches. But our guys kind of attached on to that, a couple of plays, and next thing I know, like I said, we're going in and 28-10. The next thing you know, game's out of hand.
Defensively, didn't get the shutout, but I thought to limit an offense like that with as many athletes as they have and the style of offense that they play, 10 points is pretty impressive.
Well, it is, and I think when you look at what happened to us defensively halfway through that first quarter, they're driving it all pretty well on us, and we always do some personalization to every game plan. Coach Carpenter does, just so that every game plan's a little bit different. And he basically, we kind of threw it all away and said, look, we're going back to we're going to line up and we're going to force them to throw the ball, quick check downs, take away big plays, and we're just going to go tackle. Mm-hmm. And I felt like we just played fundamentally better than Rome did when you looked at 65, 70 plays that they threw at us.
Offensively, very balanced. Past couple weeks there's been a lot of passing. This was more. The running game was back this week just simply by the way the style of defense that Rome was playing.
Well, Rome, and you'll see in the film, is a very aggressive defense. Not just that, though, they're a big defense.
Yes.
Now, small on the corners, and we kind of exploit that a little bit to our advantage, but for the most part, inside, this is probably one of the most physical defensive fronts that we've played. And, to be honest, we've said that comment a few times throughout the season already. Clearly, this is another line that was just really, really up to the test. And but as the game wears on, our guys their conditioning pays off, and at the end of the day, just warm down. And fourth quarter, I'm so proud that we was able to get our JV in the entire fourth quarter. So that was good for those young guys.
I think one of the hidden pieces of the game, or it wasn't so hidden, was the return yardage.
Oh wow!
A lot of the drives started on the plus side of the field for us. I mean, we were starting at our 30, at their 30, at their 40, at their 20-yard line. It makes it very nice when you've got a short field.
Well, very clearly, we would have been well over 500 yards this game, but we had 163 yards just from Zeke in the return game, and that does, when you and we're looking for some of that yardage. We talk about how critical it was last year from a defensive standpoint, the way Pepe would kick it in the end zone.
Right.
Well, that's 10, 15, 20 extra yards that offense has got to drive. Well, you look for those hidden yards. We can gain some of that back on the offensive side by how we return the ball. And giving us the ball midfield, giving us the ball at the 30-yard line of the other team, that's huge. And so it kind of opens up how you call a game and what you want to do.
Absolutely. Overall, great team victory and a great way to carry on this streak and move forward.
No doubt.
Towards the sub-region.
Very proud of them. Very proud of them.
All right, let's take a quick break. We'll be back with more Catamount football in just a minute.
You asked for more HD channels and Optilink delivered. Check out hit series and current movies on MAV TV, FXX, and Universal. Like reality and nature shows, try Discovery and TLC. For music lovers, we added Great American Country and Access TV. And for the kids, we added HD versions of Animal Planet, Disney Channel, and National Geographic. And when you need to unwind, try Escapes TV. For more details, go to optilink.us.
Have you ever heard the term, your eyes are your expressions, the windows to your soul? But when your eyelids look tired and they start to sag, it will make you look much older than you actually are. There is a simple surgical procedure called a blepharoplasty or eyelid tuck, which can help to rejuvenate and redefine the contours around your eyelids. It will even improve your fields of vision, and a portion may even be covered by insurance. We can help redefine how others see you.
Welcome back to Catamount Football. We've got our player interview segment. Guys, welcome to the show, and introduce yourselves, please.
I'm a senior. My number is 65. I play guard and left tackle.
And what's your name?
Evan Stewart.
Gotcha.
Chase Westfall. I play tight end. My number is 48, and I'll be a senior this year.
Now, Evan, I'm not used to having to prompt you offensive lineman to say your name. You guys are pretty smart. I usually have to tell the defensive lineman to remind them to say their name. So tell me about being an offensive lineman for the Catamounts this year.
It's a lot of fun. We get like 2 water breaks every practice. Sometimes we're always having to pay attention. If we don't pay attention, we get whacked in the helmet with Coach Mayo's whistle.
So you're making it sound pretty rough out there, huh?
It's easy.
It's easy. All right. You're one of the guys that we can move around and play at multiple positions. Talk about having to learn tackle, guard. You can play both guards. You can play both tackles. Kind of talk about that, how that's developed for you.
Well, because I learned how to play guard, like stuff like double teaming with the tackle, I know how to do the plays with the tackle like that. It's easy to adjust with that.
What's the difference in playing? What do you see the difference in playing when you go from guard to tackle? What's the difference in those two positions for you?
When we're pass protecting, there's no protection from the outside for you, and you have to
explain what that does to you. What do you have to do with your pass protection when you've got that guy out there on your out off your left shoulder, off your right shoulder?
I have to back up more. I can't just be more aggressive. I have to be patient with him.
Right. You played both positions Friday night in the game. Did a really good job. Talk to me a little bit about Rome's defense, kind of how they were playing us, and they really were doing a lot of slant early in the games. How did you deal with the slants and stuff they did?
Well, whenever I had a double team with Chris Hicks, I just had to step with my left foot instead of my right foot. So because they always kept slanting.
Why would you do that? Explain to somebody that maybe doesn't understand why you would step with your left foot instead of your right foot.
Well, if I stepped with my right foot, he'd get past me, and I wouldn't be able to hit him, and that would just mess up anyone who's pulling or anyone who's running the ball.
Right. Now, this is you played quite a bit last year, especially the second half of the season. How has it been? How was the transition last year and this year, going from JV offensive line work to now playing on Friday nights with the guys?
All I can say is that I get a lot more nervous when I start out.
got a tight group of offensive linemen. You guys get along well and have a lot of fun in practice. Talk about that, about working with those guys every day.
It's different. We're actually the seniors now, and we don't have to listen to anybody except for the coaches.
Right.
And it's fun to mess with the people younger than us.
Very good. Thanks for coming on the show, Evan. Look forward to seeing you this week against River Ridge. Chase, let's talk to you. You're kind of a hybrid. You're with us with the offensive line quite a bit, but you also work with the receivers. Tell me about that kind of dual responsibilities for your position.
Well, it's a lot different what we do with the offensive line and the receivers. Offensive line is obviously more blocking, and then receivers is more catching. The coaches are a lot different too. Difference between you and Coach Long.
You're
pretty substantial.
You're a big part of our game plan. Blocking and catching and blocking, and you seem to take a lot of pride in both. Talk about the two different aspects of your game.
Well, blocking kind of goes unnoticed by those watching on, but it's more important probably in our offense than the catching is, because we have receivers that can catch too, but not just anyone can block, and we have no running game without the blocking.
Yeah,
and we rely on that.
The run guys were pretty physical. How did you deal with those guys? Tell me about the game a little bit.
They were physical, but their technique wasn't good, so it was easy to capitalize on that and push them around pretty easily.
Mm-hmm. How about goals for you for the rest of the season and for our team? What do you think?
Well, we're going to win a state championship for one, and for
That's
me,
a good one. I like that one.
For myself, just keep catching passes, keep making my blocks, I guess.
It's good to see. I think you had some nagging injuries at the beginning of the season.
Mm-hmm.
You seem to have really recovered from those. Talk about your health a little bit and how that's changed your game since you've gotten really healthy now.
Right. It feels great just to be back to 100%. Kind of the first couple of games, I was just kind of having to think about the injury along with the play, and I couldn't really just focus completely on the game. Right. It's really nice to be able to just go all out.
Miss Clark and the doctors did a good job.
Mm-hmm.
Our trainer, Crystal Clark, did a good job.
Yes, Miss Clark is great.
Docs did a good job of getting you back healthy and
Definitely.
ready to go, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, good. Guys, thanks for coming on the show. You did a great job. Looking forward to seeing you the rest of the season.
Awesome.
So right here, we'll be back with more Catamount football in just a minute.
Train like a pro at Performance Sports Academy. Get one-on-one training from former professional and collegiate players, featuring indoor baseball and softball training facilities, ground ball area, 3 pitching mounds, and 4 batting cages. Performance Sports Academy is also available for team rentals. Call 706-537-3169 today and train like a pro at Performance Sports Academy.
Okay, here's your problem. We're going to have to make a replacement. Here is your prescription. Call Carpet Express immediately. Saw. Hammer. Perfect. Another successful replacement by Carpet Express.
Back on Catamount football, we continue our player interview segment. Guys, thanks for coming on the show. Introduce yourselves, please.
I'm Travis Nielsen, number 16. I play free safety, and I'm a junior this year.
I'm Kyrick McGowan. I'm number 36. I'm a sophomore, and I play wide receiver, but also play tailback and DB.
All right, Travis, let's start with you. You started out the year back there at safety, doing a really good job. Tell us what happened to your wrist and kind of about that process.
Well, I just broke it in the first game of the season against Scottsboro. The receiver ran a post, and I hit him, and my wrist broke.
Yep. And then, so tell me about the recovery process, what you did to get yourself back on the field, because you're back out there playing very well now.
Well, for like the first 2 weeks, I had my arm was broken, so I just went out to practice, and I just watched, and I was like in the practice mentally, but I couldn't really do anything physically. And then now I play with cast. They just put a cast on my arm, and they just tape it up, and then I go out there and play.
Your position is really there's a lot of mental responsibility, a lot of mental work back there.
Yeah.
How did that help you? How much did it help you being out there at practice and, like you say, staying involved mentally, even when you couldn't physically do it?
Well, there's a lot of coverages, and whenever the offense is like changing their game, we have to change our game to match what they're doing. So, making sure I knew what we were doing and how to do that helped a lot.
And you had an interception not last week, but the week before that. Tell me about that play a little bit. What happened there?
I didn't know if I was going to catch it because it's kind of hard with the cast, but I mean I did, so I was happy.
But you're making it sound kind of easy. I mean, did you see the quarterback looking? I mean, how did you figure out where the ball was going to be?
Well, the receiver, he ran a flag and to the corner, and I just saw the quarterback look his way, so I just jumped it.
I know a couple of coaches said they thought you caught better with a cast than you did without a cast. I don't know. I tried to defend you on that, but one of the other things that you do a really good job of, people come to the game and watch, is you're a big hitter coming up from the safety position. Tell me about that part of your game, about supporting the run and being a very sure tackler like you are.
Well, I like to hit, but the biggest thing is to make sure no one gets behind me. But once I'm sure to run, I can just come up and make the tackle.
Yeah, very good. You're doing a great job. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
All right, Kyrick, let's talk to you. You've kind of turned into a jack of all trades guy. I mean, people see you back there returning kicks. You'll be split out playing wide receiver. You'll be in the backfield running the football. Talk about those different roles that you have and a little bit about each one of them.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. My favorite's running back, but I'll play receiver because I like to help the team any way I can. And I'll play DB if they need me to, and I love to return punts and kicks.
Yeah. There's a big we had another returner on here a couple of weeks ago. I forgot which one it was, but talk about the difference in returning punts versus returning kickoffs.
Punt returns are really more scarier, but
explain why.
I mean, because you're looking dead into the sky, and you just got to trust your guys up front that they have their blocks down, and they're not going to be free to just hit you. Because on kick return, you got a little bit more time when you catch it, and you can see your blocks.
And it seems like you can almost get a better head of steam when you're returning a kickoff maybe than a lot of times with the punt.
Yes.
Because you've got to stop dead still to catch that punt the majority of the time, right? Get under it and make sure you secure it. How about the receiver role? Tell me about that.
I didn't play a lot of receiver coming into the season, but I've always been able to catch the ball. But moving into receiver, I think it really makes me more of a threat to other teams if you can play multiple positions than just running back.
How do you think being a receiver has maybe helped you at running back, or how has being a running back helped you out at receiver?
Well,
are those roles complementary to each other?
Mostly the receiver part, it helps me see the field more. I can see now that I'm at receiver, I can see what the running back wouldn't see. And so if I know a running back's coming my way, I know as a running back what I want to do when I go that way. And as a receiver, I would know how to block that so I could help my running backs out.
You probably understand the importance of downfield blocking a little more. You guys, the receivers, you guys do a great job of getting downfield and getting in those defensive backs' face. And that makes a big difference for the running backs, doesn't it?
It really does.
Yeah. Very good. Well, guys, thanks for coming on the show. You did a great job, and look forward to seeing you the rest of the season.
Yes, sir.
Stay right here, back with more Catamount football after these messages.
I can't believe it's football time again here in Northwest Georgia. The Oakwood Cafe and my family are big fans of football, much like most of our customers. But this year, instead of just rooting for our teams, we're also rooting for your team. So bring your ticket stub out to the Oakwood Cafe on Saturday night, and you will receive a discount based on your team's margin of victory. If your team wins by 50 points, you will receive 50% off. So good luck, and come on out to the Oakwood Cafe on Saturday night. Go Big Red!
Go Falcons!
Honesty, integrity, and hard work, leadership, quality, and value. Just a few words to describe the company and people that make up Shaw Industries. Shaw Industries, the world's leading carpet manufacturer, is proud to be a sponsor of Dalton Catamount football. Shaw Industries, where great floors begin.
Families are the heart of our region. That is why Hamilton is here. Hamilton Medical Center's Turner Maternal and Infant Care Center provides expert care with the comfort of home-like rooms and amenities, with on-site neonatologists and a Level 3 neonatal intensive care unit where parents can stay overnight with their new baby if a NICU stay is needed. We're here for you. Hamilton Medical Center. Your health is our mission.
Welcome back to Catamount Football, and we've got our coaches interview segment today.
And it is a joy for me to be able to interview Coach Bill Mayo, our offensive line coach, one of our JV coaches. And Coach has been with us for quite a while. So, Bill, just kind of talk a little bit about your experience, not just at Dalton High, but you came through the middle school system as well, and even all the way back into our rec league. So talk a little bit about your history.
Started out, played middle school or junior high football and high school football at Dalton High School, and then I went off to college, and when I came back I got involved with the Dalton Parks and Rec Youth Program, and I coached out there for probably, I want to say about 11 years. Had a great experience. Coached 9 and 10-year-olds and 11 and 12-year-olds. Didn't have a kid playing at the time. Cameron, our son, was just a baby. I carried him around out there. But it was really a lot of fun working with those guys. And Charlie Bethel was our first quarterback. That's how far back that goes.
Yep.
So I did that for 10 or 11 years. And then I moved over to the middle school and coached there with Steve Bartu was our head coach at the time, and then transitioned to Coach Patrick and John Patrick, and both those guys did a wonderful job of running our middle school program. Did that for another 9 or 10 years, and in the interim was also doing radio, color. Did that for 9 or 10 years with Randall. At the same time, I was coaching middle school. Hosted Coach McManus's TV show for a couple of years while that was going on.
Yep.
So I've kind of been involved at every level, and then moved to the varsity, I guess, about 5 or 6 years ago. 6 years.
6 years ago.
6 years ago, moved to the varsity and worked with the offensive line. And I can't think of a better group to coach and to work with. They're such a unselfish group of kids, and they're so much fun to work with. And not a lot of recognition for them, but we do some special things with them, and really a joy to work with a lineman.
Well, you guys do a great job with them, and I get to be the beneficiary of seeing how well you and Coach Sparks work together. And you worked with Coach Jordan before that. So talk a little bit about how you're a community coach. So how do you mesh that with the daily requirements of your job?
I am. I'm not a teacher at Dalton High. I've worked with the same company now, Lindy Industrial Gases, for the last almost 27 years. I'm very fortunate that they allow me to participate in activities like this, but there's times when I'm going to be gone. And we're lucky that Dalton Public Schools allows us the flexibility to have 2 offensive line coaches.
Absolutely.
And so that allows me, if I'm not here, and previously Coach Jordan would take them and go with him. If I'm not here now, Coach Sparks takes them and handles them, and that works out great. I try to just work my schedule as much as I can, travel throughout the summer, and try to limit my traveling as much as I can in the fall. But there's still occasions when I have to be gone, but it works out fine. It really does, and the kids handle it well, so it's a good combination.
Well, now looking back, here you are a coach. Okay, you've had, which we'll talk in just a moment about your family, but you've had 3 kids now come through the program. Looking back over your coaching career, how do you see the development of a player as they come through the rec program and into the middle school program, on into high school, and now, you've been involved with recruiting and you're still with Watts Dantzler, communicate with him on. How do you see that process in relation to today, and how it's changed from when you came along as one of our most prized recruits ever?
I think now everything's a lot more public.
Yeah.
The internet has just taken away any privacy. I don't know if privacy is not the right word, but it's taken away any doubt about what's going on with these kids in their recruiting, and it's all over the internet. So it makes them, the internet, the websites, and the social media sites and all that, they have to be a lot more savvy, I think, today than they were when we were coming up. Even as all 3 of our kids played college athletics, even when they were in high school, it's intensified even more now. So there's really a spotlight on these guys. They do such a good job of handling it. Little things like the red blazers that our kids wear. I know we went to Sequoia this year, and the comments that we got from the people at Sequoia when our kids got off the buses and how they looked and how they behaved, I think that is just, if there's anything that you could point to with the Dalton program, it's just kind of, it's always been class and dignity and respect. And that, words like that kind of typify whether it's basketball, football, softball, whatever the sport is.
Sure. When you look at our program and where it's at today and where it's going in the future, where do you see Dalton High School? How does it move forward kind of in that internet viral world that we know is out there with its players and academics and all that stuff?
I don't think any of those factors will change. I think the people that we have involved at Dalton High School, the administrator, the coaches, the staff, will use those vehicles to promote our program and to promote the ideals of Dalton High School and what it's about, and just use them as tools, not as something to tear it down, but to build it up. So I just look forward to great things. I don't think it matters what classification we're in. Would we like to be playing locally and getting on a bus and riding 15 minutes up the road? Sure. But if we have to get on Greyhound buses and go 2 hours down the road, we'll do that. We'll line up and play.
It's been fun doing that.
Exactly. It doesn't matter where we are. Who we are doesn't change, and how we do it. And it doesn't matter who we're playing.
Well, that's awesome. And certainly not least, but last here, tell us a little bit about your family.
My wife and I, Lisa, had our 30th wedding anniversary this past summer. I don't know how she's put up with me for that long.
Well, we all share that sentiment.
We have 3 kids. Cameron's 28, Whitney's 26, and Hannah's 24, and they all were fortunate enough to play college athletics and get their college degrees, and it all came through Dalton High School. So we're proud of them, excited for them.
You know personally, I appreciate all you do, but our program, our kids have definitely been the beneficiaries of it, and I just appreciate all your service as a player, as a dad, as a letterman and alumnus, and now as a coach. But we appreciate all you do.
All right, thank you very much. And with that being said, we'll go take some medicine, and we'll come back with more Catamount football in just a minute.
Got car problems? That's no problem for Transformers Transmission Specialists. Bring your foreign or domestic vehicle into Transformers and have our certified master technicians perform the most comprehensive diagnostics over any other shop. Transformers utilizes the latest technology, so you can rest assured that you get the proper diagnosis the first time, so only necessary repairs are made. Save time and money on all your brake, AC, tune-up, and transmission needs. All backed by the best warranty in the business. Transformers Transmission Specialists.
When is the last time you have compared your car, life, or health insurance cost? At Advanced Insurance Strategies, we know your time is valuable. Therefore, we have developed AdvancedInsuranceStrategies.com. You can now go online anytime, anywhere, and get quick and easy quotes for your car, life, or health insurance from respected companies such as Blue Cross Blue Shield of Georgia, Assurant Health, Alliant Health Plans, and Drive Insurance from Progressive. Receive unparalleled customer service from a local insurance agency while using AdvancedInsuranceStrategies.com.
All right, Coach, we've come to everyone's favorite part of the show, the highlights from Friday night down at Rome. Awesome venue down there. They've done a great job of fixing that up for Shorter and Barry playing there as well, and just really, really nice.
Absolutely. This is one of the better fields that we go to. It's a field that just a great layout. The locker rooms right there beside the field, and the fans are on the field, so it's really a neat stadium and one that we enjoy playing at. Start off with a kickoff, and you'll see right off the bat Zeke Cobb picks up good yardage here, gets the ball out to the 30, and as you can tell, already a little chippy. Yep. That's what we like.
Start out with a trap there. Nice job by Hayden Gross of pancaking his guy, and just a little swing pass. That's actually a check by our quarterback and receivers. When they see defense line up a certain way, they take advantage of it, and you know what? That's as good as a long handoff.
Absolutely. In fact, for most spread teams, that is a long handoff. So,
play action. Good job of Peyton of flushing out of the pocket. The defensive ends were extremely athletic. 87 played defensive end and wide receiver, which is an interesting combination. You don't see many combos like that, and our tackles did a good job of working on them. But
great job of Zeke coming back right there.
Those guys are good players.
Absolutely. Wow.
Great spin move by Kelvis. Good job of running through an arm tackle there, and a little yappiness there by number 7.
7 was a little excited to be playing this, I think.
Good job. Good kick out by Hayden and Logan Pender there, and a good down block by Chris Hicks. You can kind of see we don't have a replay of it, but it was a good play, and then just a nice touchdown run by Kelvis.
Absolutely. Just a good job of moving the ball right there by offense.
They were really doing a lot of slanting early in the game, and they created some problems for us with some of the things they were doing. There's a great job by Chase Westfall.
Yeah, if you looked at the way they were playing us defensively, they were clearly multiple variations of slants and pinches and just all kinds of things trying to throw you guys off on offense. Great kick by Isai. Isai's really getting a strong leg. Great job defensively here. Chipper Elrod getting down the field, and you'll see it right here. Maddox Howden does a good job of turning it in. Of course, Nate pursuing from the backside, and Jace coming up. Got a solid game out of those guys again. And here they come back, and they had scouted us. They know we like to bite on that, and they got Jordan coming up. But, average person doesn't catch that against Jordan, but, 6'4" is an advantage regardless of what happens before.
Well-executed play by them. You got to give them some credit. It was a well-executed play. But this is what I like. We come back with an answer right here.
Absolutely.
Zeke takes it all the way down to about the 25-yard line, I think.
I like the fact both those guys are sophomores.
Yes. So we get excellent field position to respond to their touchdown.
Absolutely. And this is what we were talking about earlier in the segment. This is important right here. And when you're taking and you're flipping the ball down the sidelines, now you're getting the ball at the 30-yard line, that's just, that's decimating to an offense.
Good rollout pass. Good job of Peyton getting his feet set, and then a nice throw and catch to Peter Sigmund there. Fourth down play here.
Your favorite play?
Well, I love the play.
You love the result.
Yeah, and I love the result. I wasn't down with that one when Coach Nape called it, but it worked out good. Peyton did a nice job of really
being patient.
Yeah, and throwing it over that guy's head.
I think that was the better part for Jason, was running over the guy. I think that was his favorite part. They come back, try to run a little zone action here on us, and of course that's what you do when you're a spread team. You don't really line up and do a lot of things outside of your running game. And so most everything you do flushes out. Great job of Jace. Good job inside by David Rockholt. Get a little stunt here and force the throw, and it's a high throw. Good job there by Jordan, playing 2020. Is a junior kid we're going to see not only this year, we're going to see him next year, but just a great athlete.
It's a little option play here, and Peyton does a nice job of just getting going north-south right away. He sees the defenders coming upfield, and he just puts his foot in the ground and heads north. Good job of downfield blocking. See some of the guys down there getting in.
Helps when their heads are down, too, David.
Yes, absolutely.
So defenses of the future. Keep your head down against
That's the
right?
style of defense that they charged upfield on us a lot.
Great job right here.
Good block by Zeke out there in the corner.
Absolutely.
You'll see probably here on the replay.
And that's how you'll see. This is a little bit of how Kelvis has kind of changed his game. He's a much better vertical runner this year. He's always had the ability to dance, but there's a point where you just got to put your head down and start trucking. Mm-hmm. And I'm glad to see that part of his game has come along.
Comes Tyler Nolan, just a little power play. Good block by Wyatt.
And great job right there of Tyler coming off. Normally what we do is anytime there's a long run, you bring in another back to make sure you got a fresh guy on the field. And you couldn't do that if somebody was selfish. And great job of Kelvis of working with him. And, flips happened last week. He made a big long run, and Kelvis came in and scored. Right. So we like seeing those guys work in tandem. Good snap, good hold, good kick. 11 minutes left in the half. Good kick down to about the 2-yard line. Number 7 takes the ball, brings it back, and we get a great job there of penetration in the middle. Good job by Austin Mills. It's been a solid, he and Matthew Howe been solid kickoff guys for us all year long. Right here they just run a little counter play and get a great strip right there. And, defensively that's what you want. You want those turnovers. If you can get those balls on the ground and get a chance to get it back, of course we do. And that's exciting right there because I know you offensive guys, you're not better than the ball at the 18-yard line.
It makes it much easier.
Absolutely.
To work with.
You see it right there, and that's Corey Faulkner. Nick Faulkner, 98, I believe, is the one that ripped it away, and then Jesus picks it up, and that's just that's one of those things you love to see those guys get in and play. Both those are young guys and second teamers, and we were able to get them in early in the game, and they come in and make an impact.
And they really needed to play with some of these spread teams that are running so many plays on us.
Absolutely. What a great play here.
Yep.
What a great
This is
play.
just a little read play, and Peyton does a nice job of reading the nose man, and whatever that guy does, he's wrong, and Peyton just pulls it and just straight up the field for a touchdown. So nice, just a great response to the turnover. Come out and score right away.
You get a view of the clock there, as you can see the place clock. So another good kick. Not sure what a touchback is. When the ball goes in, I think it's supposed to be a touchback.
Yeah.
Great job by Matthew Howe of coming up and making a big play right there, putting the ball around the 14-yard line. Moved the ball up the field on us on a couple of just big long runs. Great job there of Chipper Elrod just slipping through right there, and has kind of become every game he has one of those hits, and it's a game changer. It really is. Good job here of Jordan McKinney ripping the ball out. He and number 20 battled all night long, and 20 obviously got the better of him on some, but he got the better of him as well.
Coming out of the goal line here, you want to score on every possession, but one of the things you want to make sure you do is get a couple of first downs. So if you do have to punt the football, you can at least try to have a chance to flip the field position. And Peter Sigmund does a great job of getting a first down here.
People don't realize he gained about 5 yards right there after initial contact. And you see it right here. He makes that inside step, and he's tripped and just by hopping right there. And believe it or not, they do a drill like that, and now you see why.
Here comes the fullback on just a little belly play. Now we're up to about the 25-yard line. So you definitely want to have a minimum of 2 first downs, and now we're in the mode to get more. That's right. Now we're in the mode to get more. Kelvis breaks loose on a nice run there, a little counter play.
Little stutter step right there.
Good job by Hayden and Andrew and Chris Hicks and Logan Mathis, all the offensive linemen, Evan Pope, Evan Stewart. I think we ended up punting on that possession finally, though.
Did, and wound up putting pressure back on the quarterback, number 5. You'll see right here they're trying to throw just a little bitty outside screen, and Chipper does a good job of sitting right in that screen zone, and they're unable to throw it, get good pressure. They wind up having to punt down to us. We pick the ball up right around the 12-yard line.
Coming back, it's just another one of those little check plays between the receiver and the quarterback. They know what to look for, and they're going to take advantage of it if the other team gives it to us.
Yeah, great job right there.
Tight end delay right here to Chase Westfall. It's good to see him out and running full tilt. He's got himself back healthy now. And
he had a couple of really good runs in this game.
He had some great blocks, too. Our trainer, Crystal Clark and Doc Wilson and the AOSM folks did a good job of getting Chase back healthy.
Good protection right there.
Yep. Good throw and catch to Zeke.
And that's what you want right there out of Zeke. He's a big frame. He's worked hard in the weight room this year. And that's what we want. We want to try to get the ball out here quick to him and get him in a one-on-one situation and let him use his height, his weight to his advantage.
Little screen pass here. Trying to get Kelvis out on the edge. Does a good job of picking up 10 or 15 yards right there.
Sure does. Great job there.
And here comes the quarterback read again.
That was a long third down, too, wasn't it, right there?
I think so, yeah. I think it was. I think it was
like
third and 8 or something, 7 or 8. Picks up a nice first down.
Peyton's more than an adequate runner, isn't he? I mean,
he does. Yes, he does a good job, especially on that straight ahead option. There's a little shuffle pass.
Oh, I love this.
To
Chase brute.
And just bullying his way forward.
Great job right there. That's what you're in the weight room for.
That's right.
I mean, that's
really
what
right
you
here.
do. He really couldn't have gone wrong there.
No.
Good job.
Took out a couple of those
guys. Good job, Chase. That's great.
Little bootleg, again, hitting Chase. Good block by Tyler Britton right there downfield.
Really was. And that was not a flag on us, by the way. That was something else. Great job.
Not sure what that was that went flying across the screen.
Yeah. So we come back and just a little.
That play was designed to go to the right, and Kelvis just saw everything flowing over there, and watch, he just does a nice job of cutting it back.
Great job of Andrew letting that guy go on upfield instead of trying to muscle him and put him in the way. Good snap, good hold, good kick.
So it's 35-10 at the half, and we'll be back with the second half highlights. Oh, nope. Sorry about that.
That's all right. Throw back here, and a great hit by Charlie Martin. He comes up and makes a great strike right there, puts the ball in play, keeps the clock running. They come back. You'll see a replay of this. Just a good job of Charlie, keeping his head up right there, bending his knees, getting a good position, keeps the ball, like I said. And this is an interception. You can't see this, but he's on his knees holding the ball. So anyhow, great half of football.
Now it's halftime. We'll
That's
be back in just a minute with the second half highlights of Dalton versus Rome.
Looking for something the whole family can watch? Check out Optilink's new channels. MAV TV is a great place for motorsports and hit movies. Antenna TV is TV the way it used to be with your favorite old shows. Catch today's funniest comedians on Comedy TV. And there's Glenn Beck's new network, The Blaze. For hit movies and shows in HD, try Universal and FXX. For uplifting programming, there's Up TV or Aspire, Magic Johnson's new network. For more details, go to optilink.us.
Have you ever heard the term, your eyes are your expressions, the windows to your soul? But when your eyelids look tired and they start to sag, it will make you look much older than you actually are. There is a simple surgical procedure called a blepharoplasty or eyelid tuck, which can help to rejuvenate and redefine the contours around your eyelids. It will even improve your fields of vision, and a portion may even be covered by insurance. We can help redefine how others see you.
All right, Coach, we're back to the second half and still got some more scoring to see here and some excellent. Yep, and then some of the JV kids out there.
So don't go anywhere right now if you're watching.
That's right.
Stay here. You get to see a lot of Catamounts play in this half. In fact, I think everybody played.
I think so.
Did we get everybody in?
We tried to put Coach Long in the game, but he didn't.
No,
he didn't have his pads with him.
He didn't. He did have his mouthpiece on. He did have that. Good job there by David Rocco. David's just become a very solid player for us. And you'll see a little X stunt we run, get the pressure, and of course, Travis Nielsen hits it in the worst place in the hands, or it is for him the worst place because he's got a cast on. But just a great break right here, and he does a good job there of like I said.
He picked one of those off last week.
He did
though,
last week, absolutely
with
right.
his cast.
He pinned it. So we get a good punt down to about the 35-yard line.
Coming back, Kelvis just working hard in there. I mean, that's all you can say.
That's all you can say,
just
yeah.
Good hard running by him, making a few people miss. Here we go again, trying to run a little zone play, and he just takes it outside, does a nice job picking up a first down.
Absolutely. Come back and Logan Pender.
Yep.
Love Logan.
On the trap, slamming his way in there.
That is a great compliment to what we do outside, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. Having Logan and Keith, and even every once in a while we'll slip Nolan in there at fullback, and just get that inside running game going.
Good play there by Tyler Britton. Way to catch the ball and get north, and then right here is just a great adjustment by Peyton and Peter. And this goes back to that 7-on-7 stuff and some other games where you work on what happens if you can't really do this in a drill, and the guy covers this great, and Peyton just gives a little fake pump there and lets him set back inside and gets his back turned to him. When he does, he's able to make the catch.
And the good thing about it is he had all the time to hold the
great.
ball and pump fake and
Yep.
give the receiver a chance to work himself open.
Our line's not only done a good job of pass blocking, but our backs have
Absolutely.
as well.
They're a big part of that protection.
They actually get a good return here and move the ball down the field on us with a couple of big plays. Come back, and right here is really, he's beat for all practical purposes. 86 is a big old boy, and you'll see him. He just goes up with his hand right in the middle of the ball and rips it out. Good job of Maddox Houghton coming over the top there. Just a great play right there.
Charlie did a nice job of sticking his hand
He sure
up in
did.
there.
And then right here, number 20 is just a great player, and we were in a busted coverage there, so they wound up catching us at the right time.
Put the hands team in just in case they decided
that's right.
to onside kick.
And just tell Zeke really kind of get what you can and get down, and next thing you know, you turn around and
he's off to the races.
He's off to the races.
I'm just glad he didn't let the little kicker tackle him.
He
would not have heard the end of that.
But we may have told him to stay on that side, wouldn't we?
May not have heard the end of that.
You see, I tell you, there's a couple of good things, though, that does happen here that you can see. One is we get a great block right here, and Jordan McKinney seals the inside. And you see guys getting down the field. That's one of the keys that you can get. But right here, he slows him up just enough for that back line to kind of catch you. And like I said, it was just a great, great job there by those guys.
Terrific call here. They had been really over pursuing, and we'd been talking about running the reverse for probably about the middle of the first quarter, and this was a perfect place to call it. We just hit a big kickoff return, and see we're down on about the 25-yard line, and Peter does a nice job, and Tyler Britton makes a super block right there.
We've kind of been sitting on that, haven't we?
We've been talking about it for a while, just because of the way they were over pursuing and the way they were chasing things. It made it a natural call, and that was a great place to call it.
You got to take it. I mean, you got to take it when
Absolutely.
it's open. And you got to take it out. This right here, I'm sure we're going to see a sideline. This is an amazing pick. We kick off. They take the ball down. This receiver has the ball, and Nate comes from over the top and actually just takes it out of his hand, and you don't see it. Just takes it out of his hand, and then outruns basically everybody, including the back. You'll see right here. That's speed on speed. And I like 217 pounds.
Absolutely. That's just a straight up athletic play that not a lot of people can make that play.
No, you're absolutely right. Just a great play. So now we're up 56-17. Come back, and like I said, they're just mainly in this spread type offense. You don't really have much of run game except for just zone, and we're able to shut them down on that and sit on that.
Brought some changes on the offensive line, but also brought Jace Chastain in at quarterback. This is something that we practice quite a bit, and really the first time we've run it in the game, and it's just another dimension to our offense. It's a totally different look than what we normally have. A lot of the things off the jet sweep action, and Jace is a phenomenal athlete, and
he's the fastest athlete on the team. At the end of the day, he's our fastest player.
You can see we're getting the ball to Kyrick here from the flanker position out there, letting him do a little work running the football.
And he's kind of that athlete. When people look at recruiting and they see ATH instead of a position, this is kind of who they're talking about, guys like these that
that's right.
I mean, you can't define him. He's a tailback, he's a cornerback, he's a flanker, slot. I mean, and here you just see great moves,
good speed, good blocking, and just a quarterback counter here, and you'll see a couple of good blocks, a kick out and a wraparound block by the fullback. Here they come. There's the kick out block by Chris Hicks. We bumped Chris Hicks over and played him at left guard. Normally he plays right tackle for us, but we want to get some guys moving around in some different spots to give us some flexibility down the line, and he's one of those guys that moves around for us.
And that's beneficial this time of year.
Absolutely.
We have some injuries and things that are beginning to pop up. Come back and, like I said, run a little zone keep. Now this is, many people remember Jeff Berger that played at Auburn. This is his son, who is a punter as well, Evan Berger. Good kid, hard worker. He's a sophomore. He's actually one of their starting free safeties. And but he comes over and plays. He's their second-string quarterback.
Yeah, this is our JV offense in the game. You've got Sam Stepp at quarterback, Keith Adams, Kyrick, and then you've got the JV OL guys, Gavin Driver, Jake Brock,
Neff Guerrero,
Jake Thomas, Davis Looper, Justice Washington, A.J. Womble. Get all those guys' names.
Jake Thomas at tight end.
Jake Thomas at tight end. T.J. Alt at right tackle.
Francisco Calderon and Fernando
playing
Hernandez.
defense.
Yes, right now we're on defense. And you see some of our JV guys have gotten in there. Some of these guys are older guys that just aren't able to play as much at times. You see some great players in there that you're going to hear next year, names like Josh Marino and Parker Putnam.
And see, this is what I have against the running clock. This fourth quarter could have been all for these JV guys,
Absolutely.
for both sides.
No, absolutely.
Both sides, and they would have gotten a lot out of it. And they still got, they got plenty of snaps, but it's been nice for them to have the full 10 minutes to play. And we're working our way down the field here.
And you really want to score for those guys.
Yes.
I mean, they've worked hard and deserved to score, but obviously.
I told them they had to walk back if they didn't score, but then you had them kneel it.
I did. I had them kneel it. That's the right thing to do.
That ended the game 63-17.
Absolutely. Great coaching staff there, though. We wish good luck to those guys as they move through. I think they definitely could wind up being a very good team as they move forward.
Train like a pro at Performance Sports Academy. Get one-on-one training from former professional and collegiate players, featuring indoor baseball and softball training facilities, ground ball area, 3 pitching mounds, and 4 batting cages. Performance Sports Academy is also available for team rentals. Call 706-537-3169 today and train like a pro at Performance Sports Academy.
You got this. You're almost there. Just one more good try.
Hey, you got this, baby. You can do this.
I choose that one.
Excellent choice. You're going to love the new addition to your home, and it weighs 55 ounces.
I love it so much. It's perfect.
It's beautiful.
When adding a new addition to your home, come to Carpet Express and let us deliver you from the pains of choosing your flooring.
Well, Coach, it's homecoming, so you've got not only have to deal with the River Ridge Knights, got to deal with paper flowers and cars and pep rallies,
trailers
and trailers and all that kind of stuff. But there's a pretty good football team coming in here.
Absolutely.
Friday night.
Absolutely. Well, River Ridge is a team that came up with us out of our region, so we're familiar with them. Even though we didn't play them, we saw them a lot on film.
Played for the region championship 2 seasons ago.
That's right. That's right.
Against
so this is
Ridgeland.
That's right, against Ridgeland. So this is a team that's a very, very good football team. They have a 3-3 record. They've scored plenty of points. They have some real athletes at their skill position. Good size in their line. And I think the thing about them, when you watch, is they're just a team that's not going to give up. They're not going to give away. Like a lot of teams, if you get up on them, they'll pretty much kind of fold their tent. These guys, they're in for 48 minutes. It doesn't matter what the score is. And you can be watching a game and there's 5 minutes left. If they're down, they're still fighting. They still believe they got a chance. So to us, it's going to be a 48-minute game against a very good football team.
And it could be a 48-minute game played in real time. Unlike the last 2 weeks where we played spread teams, you better not be late getting here because these guys are wing T and they run it. and that means the clock is running, and that's can be to their advantage. Try to shorten the game, right?
It will be to their advantage because it will be a low-scoring game. People don't realize, when a team comes in here like Creekview or Rome the other night, they're going to throw the ball 45, 55 times a game. That's stopping the clock. That's giving our offense a lot of time to run a lot of plays. And that will not happen this time. They will manage the clock. Coach Brock will manage the clock. He'll take it up to the 21st, 22nd, 23rd second before he snaps the ball, and it'll be wing T. That clock will keep running. So, we're not going to have 10 drives like we've had or 10 series. We're going to have on offense probably only 6, maybe 7 series at best. So we're going to have to be sure every time we got the ball, we know what we're doing with it, and we're doing it on our defensive standpoint. First team that's really kind of walked out there and said, we're going to punch in the mouth. Right. Everybody else has tried to finesse us, but this is a team that's going to line up. I mean, even Sequoia, even though they were wing T based, they still tried to throw a lot out of it. This team's not going to do that. They're going to line up, and they're going to come right at us.
Defensively, you'll see them. They'll look a lot like Creekview, and they'll look a lot like Sequoia and River Ridge. That seems to be the 3-5 defense that should be. You shouldn't have to block it as many times as we've had to block it this year.
Right,
but
that's right.
That's another argument. But a very similar style defense that we've seen now for 3 or 4 weeks in a row, basically.
Right. Well, and from a special team standpoint, they're going to high kick the ball on kickoffs. They got a punter that he only averages about 30, maybe 35 yards at best, but he kicks it sky high. And they're planning on you dropping the ball. They all get around you and kind of huddle up and have a TP around you. So we're going to have to be, like I said, all 3 phases. We need to win all 3 phases to feel good about this game.
Very good. Let's take a quick break. We'll be back with more Catamount football in just a minute.
I can't believe it's football time again here in Northwest Georgia. The Oakwood Cafe and my family are big fans of football, much like most of our customers. But this year, instead of just rooting for our teams, we're also rooting for your team. So bring your ticket stub out to the Oakwood Cafe on Saturday night, and you will receive a discount based on your team's margin of victory. If your team wins by 50 points, you will receive 50% off. So good luck, and come on out to the Oakwood Cafe on Saturday night. Go Big Red!
Go Falcons!
Honesty, integrity, and hard work, leadership, quality, and value. Just a few words to describe the company and people that make up Shaw Industries. Shaw Industries, the world's leading carpet manufacturer, is proud to be a sponsor of Dalton Catamount football. Shaw Industries, where great floors begin.
The health of our region depends on the health of its people. That is why Hamilton is here. We're opening more physician practices and urgent care centers near you, offering medical care that fits your schedule. We're reaching out to the community and helping to train the next generation of health professionals, and giving you new ways to search for doctors and health information from wherever you are. We're here for you. Hamilton Medical Center. Your health is our mission.
All right, Coach, we've come to the final segment, and one thing I've had a couple of people ask me from the Rome game that went down, they noticed the play clock, the play clocks on the field.
Wasn't it nice?
Absolutely, and talk about that a little bit, because it's something that you're allowed to have. It's kind of optional right now in the state of Georgia.
It is optional, and the reason why Rome had it is obviously because Shorter University and Berry both play there, and so with that being the case, both of those institutions, I believe,
have to have it.
Yeah, they have to have it. So that was bought and paid for either through the university or maybe through the rec department, since that's actually a rec department field. It is optional; it's not required. But as soon as I say that, when we look at the GHSA and the kind of things that they're involved in, a big press has been on player safety. I think the next press for them is going to be going into making the games as universal as possible. And so I think with the advent of as many no-huddle teams as we're seeing now, and a lot of this fake snaps and then looking to the sidelines and all that, it's putting a lot of pressure on the officials to manage the clock instead of managing player safety. So I'd say within the next couple of years, it's probably going to be something that each school is going to be mandated they have by an X date, 2016, 2018, something like that.
When we played Scottsboro, they had it, and I think it had become an Alabama rule recently.
It just had this year.
And I think Calhoun is getting ready to get play clocks if they didn't already have them this year. So we're starting to see them show up in our opponents, and it's something certainly I'd say that we'll be looking at down the line.
Absolutely, and it's a wireless system. Just about everybody's going with a wireless system. The question is whether or not you make it portable or whether you want something that's freestanding. The price tag on those are combined between the two clocks is somewhere between $7,000 to $12,000, depending on what you get.
A few more hats, right?
Buy a few more. That's right. We need to get a few more things here in the program to get that. But it's something that we will have eventually. We had some other issues that we wanted to address this year. Our quarterback club's always been outstanding with that, and of course our administration, whatever is required for us to have the best game experience, they're going to be sure that we have. And so I'm sure within a couple of years we'll definitely have that, maybe next year, and have those things. Because I tell you this, it is a benefit when you can look out there and you see it, and beyond that, when you know that that's not being kept in some guy's pocket. Right. It's up there. Everybody can see it. So if I'm over there hollering about it, right there it is. It's on the wall.
There's no
so
question.
I like it.
That's right. I do
no
too.
doubt. No doubt.
Homecoming week, we touched on it earlier. Not one of the favorite weeks of coaches.
No.
There's some distractions going on, but certainly I think our kids they did a great job of handling the being off for fall break last week.
Yeah.
So this homecoming thing shouldn't throw them off too much.
It shouldn't. And we'll invite everybody out. The parade, obviously, on Tuesday morning we'll have our coronation and all that. Then there's a homecoming activity spread out throughout the week at school. It's not like when you and I you had coronation at school on Friday. That went straight to the parade and then the game, but now they kind of make a whole week out of it, and it's fun. The kids get involved, but big parade, and we'll invite everybody out for that. That's always a neat thing to see all the girls and the cars and all that stuff, and a lot of the other entities will be involved with that as well. And then the game on Friday night, and we'll invite all of our alumni to come back. We're going to do a few special things that night, so just really want to invite everybody out. It's going to be a great homecoming for us.
And before we wrap up, we certainly want to thank the quarterback club and our fans for going down, and especially Jerry Scott for the box of chicken after the game.
Man, I'm telling you,
that's always good. The victory chicken.
It's amazing how a box of chicken can endear you to somebody.
Right.
I think Jerry's going to get a lot of Christmas cards this year from a lot of players and their families.
Absolutely.
Sure.
So we'll wrap up like we always do. We'll say we'll be back next week, same cat time, same cat channel.
Go Big Red.